Peace. What's good, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's talk about and discuss Monday Night Raw for January the 16th, 2023. I apologize in advance. My voice is hoarse for whatever reason, so I do apologize. I've got some juice with me and stuff like that. So if you guys hear any coughing or whatever, anything like that, I do apologize. I should feel better in the next few days. So just bear with me on that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the show. So we kicked the show off with the bloodline just being the Usos and Solo Sikoa. So basically the Usos, they get on the mic, they brag about running both Raw and SmackDown, and they're going to address what happened on SmackDown. So Jay said he's sending a message to KO, and that is to don't cross Roman Reigns, and he's going to get another lesson at the Rumble. Jay says that they're going to be having something monumental planned for the Raw 30th anniversary show, and that is that every single generation of the Bloodline will be there to acknowledge Roman Reigns. And then the Usos said that they're going to retain their Raw Tag Team titles over the Judgment Day. So, before I continue on with the segment, they just gave us a massive tease. Triple H has got to fucking deliver. Hands down. He has to fucking deliver. He cannot play with this shit. He needs to deliver The Rock. You have to do it. You have to. If he cannot be there in person, then I'm fine with a pre-tape. I'm fine with that. But he has to be there in person. He has to. If all else fails, pre-tape. But he has to be there in fucking Philly next week. He has to be there. He has to. They have got to deliver. Because if he does not show up, you're going to have a lot of fucking pissed off people. A lot of pissed off eyeballs watching. Seriously. If they're going to do The Rock and Reigns, then this needs to be where Triple H says, okay, enough teasing. We're going to do the damn thing. So they've got to do it. They've got to do something monumental next week. They have to. Everything is riding on this next week. So the Judgment Day, they come out. And so Rhea says the only thing that the Bloodline needs to do is acknowledge how Judgment Day runs Raw. Balor says not only did they run the show, but last week they ran the gauntlet. They ran through the entire tag division. Ran straight through the Usos. So Balor, he tells Dom that he gives him some praise for his performance last week. Damian Priest says he and Dom are going to handle business tonight. And Balor's going to handle business also in the main event. So Priest says he looks forward to bring the titles back to Raw. Dominic says that the Usos, they smell fear because they're scared. He asked both Jimmy and Jay if they're scared. And they brag about their tag titles, their tag teams that they defeated. The Usos say at Raw 30 they will welcome the Judgment Day to the Uso Penitentiary. Dom goes on about how the Usos went last minute in the real penitentiary. Good shit right there. Dominic calls them wannabes and says Solo is the biggest wannabe. Actually, he calls them essays. And then Solo, he steps in Dom's face. So there's a massive stare down between Solo and Rhea. And this pissed me off because I don't like intergender shit. It's not believable. I get that my girl Rhea is 6'1". I get that. But Solo is 200 and something pounds. And Rhea's like probably maybe 160 to 165. And I get that she lifts and everything else, but it's still not fucking believable. So we need to stop that. So basically, out of nowhere, there's a brawl that breaks out, and they all take everybody out. The Judgment Day and the Bloodline, they take each other out. Then out of nowhere, Mustafa Ali, he comes out and he takes out Solo with a big splash. So that leads us into first match of the night. Solo wins via the Samoan spike. I love that he's been using that as of late. I love how he's paying homage to Umaga. Umaga has always been one of my favorite Samoan wrestlers. I've always liked Umaga. He was a phenomenal, great heel. Still miss him to this day. I love me some Umaga. I really do. Sorry about that. Then out of nowhere, KO, he brawls with the Usos. So they're continuing to do that shit for whatever reason. So basically, Ali, for whatever reason, Kevin Owens, he's able to stun Solo. So Owens basically is able to take out the Usos. He fights them off with like steel chairs in his fist, and then he's separated by Adam Pearce and everyone else. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? When did Kevin Owens become Super Kevin Owens? It makes no sense. It's a 301 assault. It makes zero sense. So yeah, but that was a pretty okay segment to open up the show there. Moving on, Bobby Lashley, he's backstage. So he says that tonight's six-way with other former champions means nothing because he's the Almighty. Lashley goes on with words for the U.S. champion Austin Theory and says that his title reign is coming to an end at Raw 30. Next, we get a Cody Rhodes vignette, which was really good. So Cody says that he's training in the Nightmare Factory. Cody says this is where he becomes bulletproof. Brandy Rhodes, she gets involved. She says that Cody can do the work. He feels and looks better than ever. Cody says it's no longer if he will return, but when. He goes on and announces that he will return in the men's Royal Rumble match. Cody says he made it clear before he wanted the WWE title at the Rumble. He is back. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad that Cody is going to be at the Rumble. And I think that's going to be fucking awesome. Now, hopefully he can come out, I want to say between number 20 and number 30. That would be fine with me. But he has to win the Rumble. It's Cody or bust, basically. Sorry about that. Moving on. So Byron Saxton, he's backstage. He's outside of Pierce's office. He says Pierce's office has been revolving door superstars trying to make their case for the Rumble. So Elias appears and he talks about what 2022 meant for his family. He says it's time to right some wrongs and that his vengeance tour will begin in the Rumble. So MVP comes out of Pierce's door, tells Elias to watch out. MVP warns Elias not go in there and bother Pierce about the Rumble. The winner is a done deal. Elias goes on about how MVP isn't relevant in years. MVP says if Elias keeps on, MVP will get him a match with a Rumble winner. Elias says it'll be a tune-up match. And MVP's like, okay, I'll just go ahead and go to the Pierce and book a match. So we get a really good match between the Street Profits versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin of the Hurt Business. That frog splash that Montez did towards the end of the match was great. I'm glad that Benjamin kicked out of it. Towards the end of the match, Benjamin and Alexander, they hit a double team move, but out of nowhere, Dawkins was able to reverse it into a roll-up for the 3 count, which I'm actually fine with. The Street Profits, they were going to win anyway. And It's kind of crazy that MVP got involved, but not really. So I'm guessing to turn the Hurt Business heel, I guess. I'm fine with that. So Kelly, she's backstage with Judgment Day. She asked Finn about the main event, and he says he's ready. She asked the rest of the Judgment Day about the tag match. So Alpha Academy, they interrupt. Chad Gable says he's enough of these clowns, talking about how they won the Raw Tag Division last week, but they're barely snuffed by Alpha Academy. They should be medically disqualified over Finn, but Alpha Academy will get redemption tonight, and they're going to get wins that they stole from you thugs. I mean, the wins that they stole. No, they're going to take back the win that you thugs stole. I like that line right there. It's a pretty good line. Excuse me. So Rhea says she threatens Gable. So that Dominic spent all day pumping iron in the yard and won't hesitate to hold Rhea from jumping on Gable. So I like that shit. I'm loving the whole Dominic Mysterio thing. So Chad, he insults Dominic about his time in prison. Priest makes fun of Gable and Otis, says that he's sick of it and that the games are over. He tells Alpha Academy to go take a walk or they won't make it to the ring tonight. Gable says that's fine because Otis hadn't got his steps in today, so they dip out. And, you know, it never fails to have the Alpha Academy on this fucking show. I have no idea why. Why can't the Alpha Academy go to NXT? It makes no sense. We see them every fucking week. Literally, we see them every fucking week. It's annoying. Send them to NXT. Please, Triple H. So we get a promo segment involving Becky Lynch and Bayley. So Lynch says that she'd rather, as much as she'd rather like to chat. Lynch says as much as she'd like to chat, she has business to attend to. Becky calls out Bayley for calling her a goof and a Karen. Bayley doesn't show, so Lynch continues to call her out. Out comes Damage Control. So Bayley corrects Becky on what her name is. So they continue to jog back and forth. So Bayley mentions how Becky took her spot years ago, including on Raw and SmackDown at WrestleMania. They continue to jog back and forth about each other's achievements and success. Bayley says that Becky only became the man because she got punched in the face, which is a really cool Nia Jax reference, which kind of does make sense. That's where her character was born anyway. And then Becky threatens to punch Bayley in the face. So they continue to jog back and forth, both Becky and Bayley. Bayley insists that she doesn't need help from Damage Control to defeat Becky. So Becky proposes the match next week, and Bayley accepts it. And she says it's going to be a steel cage to where both Io and Kai are banned from ringside. And so Bayley accepts and calls Becky an idiot. Lynch says it's official. Then she tosses the mic and dips out. So I'm fine with this. I just wish that they could have done this at the Rumble. It would have made a lot more sense, but putting it on Raw 30 is actually pretty cool. And I wouldn't be shocked if this is the first thing that kicks off the show, honestly. It does make sense, but I think that having it being at the Royal Rumble would actually be a lot better. That's just me. And we all know with steel cage matches, there's always going to be interference all the fucking time. It's not going to stop at all. We all know good and damn well. So I'm fine with this. I don't know where they go with this. I'm guessing if Becky wins, the feud's over, I guess. If Bayley wins, I guess the feud continues. We'll see next week, but it's going to be some fuckery going on next week. We all know this. Moving on, Mustafa Ali, he's backstage bitching to Dolph Ziggler about how he was upset for Ziggler not wanting to tag with him last week. Ollie says it's all good to always get opportunities like Ziggler does. And Ziggler says no one gets intended to him. He doesn't have time to pay attention to Ali right now. Ziggler, he continued to warm up, but then Ali takes out Ziggler. So there's that. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why Ali attacked Dolph Ziggler. It makes no sense. So Elias, he's in the ring. He's getting ready. So MVP's music plays, and he's out in the suit. So Elias says he must be confused as he thought he was facing MVP tonight. MVP's like, nah, there was a miscommunication breakdown. And that's what happens when you have no pull around here. MVP says there are things that are going to, my bad. MVP says things are about to get a lot worse for Elias because he's going to face the 22-3 Royal Rumble winner. And so it's going to be Omos. So Omos wins via the choke slam for the win. For whatever reason, Omos got a ton of offense. I mean, no, not Omos, but Elias got a ton of offense in. This could have been a squash match. This should have been one, but it is what it is. I think it went about maybe 7 minutes. Elias did get a little bit of offense in. He got a couple of knee strikes in. He was able to get Omos down to one knee with 3 knee strikes, which is kind of fucking impressive. But once Omos hit that nasty ass headbutt, I was like, oh shit, Elias is fucking done. And then he smashes Elias's guitar on the floor. So yeah. But Elias was attempting to do a flying, a flying knee, but he was caught by Omos for the choke slam. So I'm fine with this, I guess, but we all know that Elias is not going to, not Elias, but Omos is not going to win the Rumble. We all know this. Am I right? He's going to probably get eliminated either by Gunther or by Braun Strowman. Probably Braun Strowman, if I had to guess. Byron Saxton, he's outstage. And he asked Adam Pearce what's in store for Raw 30. Pearce says he's working on the show. He promises it's going to be an unforgettable night. Easily one of the biggest in the history of Raw. Even bigger than the winner of tonight's main event going to challenge Austin Theory. So, for whatever fucking reason, Akira Tozawa decides to interrupt. He says he wants to be put in the Rumble. Pearce says everyone does. And he says Tozawa has to earn it. So he wants a match tonight. And he says that he deserves to be in the Rumble. That being Akira Tozawa. So Pearce says he can't promise anything, but he's going to give Tozawa a match and see what happens. This actually makes zero sense at all. Judgment Day versus Alpha Academy. Judgment Day wins. It is what it is. It's a really good, decent little match. So basically, Rhea gets involved. She distracts Gable. That allows Priest to hit the top of heaven, and then Dom crossing for the 1-2-3. Put Alpha Academy on fucking NXT. Please, Triple H. Excuse me. Please put them on NXT. I'm tired of seeing them every single Monday. We've seen them for the past 5-6 months. Enough. We got a Martin Luther King video package, which is always cool. And then we get Io Sky versus Mia Yim, a.k.a. Michin. So, but Michin didn't come along. She's got Candice LeRae by her side. And Mia Yim actually wins via defeat for whatever reason. Makes no sense. The match was maybe 7 minutes, and I didn't even watch it. But I knew it was at least 7 minutes. So, I mean, there's that. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm guessing probably next week, Mia Yim and Candice LeRae versus Damage Control for the tag titles. Okay, who cares? So, we give you a package of what happened last week with Alexa Bliss about Uncle Howdy. So, Howdy asked, how do you feel? How do you feel? He asked, how do you feel like you're in charge? Bliss looked at Honest Howdy, came out to laugh at her. So Bianca, she's walking backstage. She comes out. So Bianca hits the ring. She says it's only been a few weeks since she's missed everyone. And if it were up to her, she'd never miss a Raw. I don't know about that, Bianca. I don't know about that shit. Nah. You have to miss some Raws. Because Raw ain't that good sometimes. So she goes on about how the job comes with risk, like having her face smashed in on the steps last week, a couple weeks back. She says even if she ends up with a scar on her face, she still faces Alexa Bliss. Then she says again and again and again and again, 4 times for whatever reason. Because the risk comes the reward of being a Raw Women's Champion. Bianca says she may have missed last week's show, but shared everything that Alexa said. She said if Alexa has the guts to come out and say it to her face. So Bliss comes out. She said she would gladly repeat herself to Bianca, anyone else who needs to hear it. Alexa says Bianca fears her because she doesn't know what to expect. So Alexa brings up the Royal Rumble and says, so Bianca, for whatever reason, cuts her off. Bianca says that she really want to try and eliminate 29 other women for a title shot, or does she want the title shot at the Rumble? Excuse me, sorry about that. Bliss says that, is there a catch? Bianca's like, no, just, pick what you want. And I'm like, what the fuck? This makes no sense. It was mind-boggling to me. I don't know what happened. I don't know why Bianca said that. So, Bianca says Bliss wanted to be in control, so the choice is her. So Bliss says she's going to see Belair at the Rumble. And then they both exit. Bianca exits the ring, and she says that she's going to see Bliss tonight as well. They start to brawl, and then out of nowhere, we see Bianca grab 2 chairs and set them on top of each other. She's about to go for the KOD, but Uncle Howdy, he appears, and that allows Alexa to do a DDT and take out Bianca. So there's that. And Alexa's also looking at Uncle Howdy's silhouette. So, yeah, there's that. So, we have Akira Tozawa taking on Bronson Reed, who got over in this match, which was decent. So, Bronson Reed absolutely fucking destroyed Akira Tozawa. So, he did a bunch of shoulder tackles, crowd popped. He did a shoulder tackle on the outside. And then the end came when he did the tsunami for the win, and the crowd popped huge. I mean, he worked like a big man, and this is great. I love it. More matches like these, please. Because this is the best that Jonah, a.k.a. Bronson Reed, has looked in a while. And hopefully we can use him in the correct way that brings Bronson Reed. He needs it. If we can have maybe a few more weeks like this, where he's just destroying guys, I'm fine with it. And if that gets him over, I don't know if it was because they were in Maybe because they were in Ohio. Maybe that's why they got over, because they were in Cincinnati. But in general, that's how Bronson should be booked. Just fucking kicking ass and taking names. And it was a really good squash match. Loved it. More, please. Yes, I want some more. Byron Saxton, he's backstage with Rollins. So Seth says, that's when he thinks he's out of the U.S. title picture. He's back in it. He's pulled back in. He says he had his sights on the Rumble, but WWE officials called him for the night's main event. Old playing out, new playing in. Owens says next week he'll take back the title at Raw 30 and then win the Rumble, and then go all the way to WrestleMania 39 to kick Roman Reigns' ass in the main event, like only Rollins can. Rollins says he wants it all, and he wants it now, in the great words of Freddie Mercury. Rollins laughs and he dips out. And then we have the main event, which was solid, actually. It was actually pretty decent. Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Lashley versus Baron Corbin versus The Miz versus Finn Balor. So The Miz was the first one eliminated, which actually made the most sense. Then the next one was Dolph Ziggler, who got eliminated by Rollins via the stomp. Then, Corbin got eliminated. No, Balor got eliminated. Then Corbin got eliminated, and then it came down to Lashley and Rollins. And for whatever reason, MVP and Omos came out to distract Bobby. And in the end, Bobby was able to to beat Rollins with a spear. So Rollins was very good for the stump, but he ate a nasty spear by Lashley for the 3, and so Lashley wins. So I do like that. I'm glad that Austin Theory was out there as well. I'm digging what they're doing with Lashley. I'm guessing they're gonna turn him heel, but it is what it is. I would much rather have like to have a face hurt business, but it's kind of cool that he won. I'm glad that he won. I do think that next week that at Raw 30, Lashley will win. I do think that we will see an appearance by Cena next week as well. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. So Raw 30 should be interesting. It should be very, very interesting. John Cena will probably make an appearance, as well as Edge. The Rock has got to show up next week. No pre-tape segment. He's got to show up next week if they're serious about this shit. If they're serious about Rock and Roman, Triple H has got to fucking deliver next Monday. No excuses. If he's serious about this shit, he's got to do it. He's got to go all the fucking way. He's got to hit a home run and a grand slam. He's got to. He has to go balls to the walls. He has to deliver on this. He cannot go back on his promise, because why would you tease something like that and The Rock doesn't show up? The Rock has got to be in Philadelphia. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.